Hello, all like 2 people that watch my videos, one of which being me. I thought that I would remake one of my old videos, the one of 2 that exist, because it was not up to my standards. And I thought that I would readdress the innuendos between Hamlet and Gertrude in the book and movie Hamlet. The movie I'm specifically talking about, not the one with David Tennant in it, that hot man. The movie with Mel Gibson in it, 1990, directed by Franco Zeffirelli. That one has some very suggestive moments in it that do not call for it in the book. So, Hamlet really never suggests romantic relationships with even Ophelia, basically. He's like, he doesn't even care about Ophelia that much at all, especially since he basically drives her to suicide. But he doesn't really care about anyone except for his father in this book, so why would he have any kind of relationship with his mother anyway? But there are some moments where if you really want to dig into it and mess with Shakespeare and just say, I think that you said this, then there could be moments that suggest that. So the first one that could slightly suggest it is on page 29 of this version. This version is Folger Shakespeare Library, edited by Barbara A. Mowat and Paul Wehrstein. Didn't say that right, but whatever. And it's only, I pray thee stay with us. So she's longing for his company, which could be taken as like, oh, I want you here. But really, this is a woman dealing with a suicidal, dysfunctional, depressed son after his beloved father died. She wants to keep him in his sights. So, I pray thee stay with us isn't like, stay with me, please. I have an open space for you. Sorry, feet. It's just a bad time for him to be alone. And as a mother that loves her child, not enough to not marry his dysfunctional, terrible uncle, but still loves her son, will not want to do this. And then there is page 181, where I have notes here. Sorry, I keep looking down at them. It says, O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain. That is very passionate. But Shakespeare is just dramatic. He's a dramatic boy. You know, he's a little emo kid. So, just the fact that it's my heart in twain, that's just, you broke my heart. And this is in context, page 181 is in context of when she saw him murder an innocent man. Now, he thought that it was his uncle, because it was, oh, what's his face? I haven't read this in so long. That he thought it was his uncle. So, his stepfather. And so he says, I don't want to deal with you. I'm going to stab you, stupid face. I don't know who's going to watch this. I almost said the B word. You know, it's just an expression of how much his hatred for her new husband pains her. So, as much as it could be like, oh my gosh, you broke my heart, my handsome man. No. It's just like, that was a sucky thing to do. Why would you do that? And then there is the part where I believe it is when they're at the show. Let's see. I don't even know where it is. I didn't put a page number. It says, come hither, my dear Hamlet, sit by me. So, yes, again, come hither, my dear Hamlet, come sit by me. She wants him close to her. So that could be suggestive. That could be, oh, she wants to put his arm around him and spend time with him, get all snuggly. No, this is again the same, stay with us. I pray thee stay with us. That's the same energy. That is, I am worried for you and your uncle's safety. By now, she knows. I think she probably has always known that there is deep hatred between them two. So she wants to keep an eye on this boy. He might kill himself. He might kill his uncle. He might go on a rampage. At this point, he's pretending to be insane, almost going insane himself anyway. And, you know, it's like... Ugh. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. You know, it's also just like the fact that it's not weird for a parent to want their child to be with you. Like, for example, my life, I love my parents, and when they are there, I want to be next to them. You know, that's a normal thing. Maybe not for every family. Maybe there are different kind of family environments. I know this to be true. But maybe before this death, they were a closer-knit family than thought of. Especially the way Hamlet talks about his father. And the fact that the only negative points he has about his mom is the fact that she hides behind his uncle and has married his uncle. So of course he's going to have bad blood with her now. It's just the love of a parent. Not the love of a significant other. It's a parent, not a wife, not a side piece, not anything like that. It's the mother. And then there's a part where they are jousting. Not jousting, that's the big fencing. They're having a sword fight. This is why I'm not an English teacher. Where they're fencing. And... you know, she goes, "Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow. The queen carouses you to this fortune. To this fortune." I wanted to say his. So, "Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow. Queen carouses you to this fortune." Now, that could be suggestive if you really want to read into it again. And people love to read into this. You know, read into Shakespeare in general. People love picking apart his plays and making them deeper than they are. And, you know, it's even like Romeo and Juliet. How it's supposed to be two stupid teens and everybody makes it this grand love story when it's just two idiots. And this is similar, where it's just a mother and a son, from what I can tell. I don't know the man. I haven't called up in heaven, been like, "Shakespeare, what's up?" But in my interpretation, and most people's interpretation, this is innocent as a suicidal, depressed man can be with his cheating mother. So, this is just like a parent going to a football game or any kind of game for their son or their daughter, you know, being like, "Hey, good job," like giving him a water bottle, patting him on the back, being like, "Good work," you know. It's just like, remember, you're great, you know, and that's it. It's just, I'm rooting for you, and that's it. Not like, "You're gonna do so well, I'm gonna get in bed with you later." Like, no, it's as a wipe thy brow, because the forehead is such a sexy part of the human body. And there are little pieces of cinematic choices in the movie that make it very extreme. Because in Hamlet's insanity, there's no really specific movements in the book, which, isn't it so beautifully annotated? There's no specific moments in the book that have his specific movements of this is how close he is to Gertrude and this is what's happening in the scene. It's just like enter, exit, sitting, you know. And so how much can you do with that? You can have so many different interpretations. And our boy, what's his face? Frankie boy decided, okay, you're gonna get, there's a specific scene that is extremely suggestive, almost downright, here's the incest, is he's so mad at his mother. 2 inches away from her face, he gets on her and shakes her. I forget what specific scene it is, but he's just angry at his mother that she's made this terrible choice, and he's shaking her on top of the bed, this close to his face. And they're saying, like, you're so annoying. I can't believe you did this. This is really hurting me. And so, with only the dialogue of, you suck, why did you make this choice? You wouldn't think anything of it. But since they're laying on a bed on top of one another, that's when you go, some bad things are happening with that. Which, no, there is not. So you read this, you know, it's just pushed in to convince you. The movie just takes you and convinces you this with body language, with portrayal, and the way it is said, which is all not very specific when you're reading it. Like, yes, you can feel the emotion that Shakespeare writes in his words, but you don't have play-by-play. Sports. You don't have play-by-play and all of those details that tell you exactly. So why would you take a mother and son and make it this way? Unless you're talking what's his face? Stab him in the foot, marry your son. Another book I don't want to read, and another reason why I don't want to be an English teacher. Oedipus. It's not Oedipus. Sorry. As I've learned, you're not my dog. But yeah, there's just so many interpretations that people can take out of context and make it ridiculous and fit their own narrative. But when in reality, if you're just reading it, if you're just taking words into consideration and all of his past literature, you can't, there's nothing to be seen. It's just an emo kid and his clueless mother. Not sexy town, just Depressoville.